How do you decide whether to settle a case in Idaho or not settle a case in Idaho? That is a very simple question that has a very complicated answer, because there's so much that goes into the consideration of what is the value of a personal injury case. And there's a lot that goes into the basic decision that needs to be made by the injured person as to whether they should or should not settle. If you're represented by me personally, or anybody else in my law firm, then it's our responsibility to be your voice and talking to the other side. And it's also our responsibility to gather all the information we can that is kind of relevant to the value of your claim. Like, are there going to be future medical expenses? Is this injury going to be permanent? What's that going to look like for the rest of the person's life? And gather all that information and then sit down with the claimant and provide the claimant, you, with all of the information necessary to make an informed and intelligent choice. It is your choice. We have, of course, I personally have a lot of experience. My law firm has a lot of experience of settling cases or otherwise taking them to trial when necessary. But the question of whether you're getting a reasonable value in the settlement or not really boils down to, what would a jury do if I went to Idaho jury trial? And that's the type of thing for which there is no magic answer. It's hard to predict. Nobody knows the answer to that. The other side doesn't know it. Nobody does, because you haven't even met your jury yet. But what it requires, if you want to get the maximum value of what is a reasonable and just and fair amount of money to satisfy your claim, then you definitely would want to have the best legal team on your side, which the other side is aware of, if you don't want to settle it, that we're perfectly willing and able to take it to a jury trial, and the other side knows it, because we actually have had a track record of successfully pursuing jury trials for decades and decades, myself personally included. So that question will also involve a consideration of how risk averse or the plaintiff wants to be. I mean, it's really their personal decision. For you to hire us, you're my boss. I'm not your boss. It's your claim. I'm required to give you all the information, make a decision, and I'll provide recommendations as to what I think represents a fair value. But ultimately, it's your decision, and you have the right to make it. And you have the right to say yes, and you have the right to say no. You have the right to say, I want to go to jury trial. And if you want to make that decision, then you need the best attorneys, trial attorneys, actual trial attorneys that you can find. And our firm has done this for many, many years successfully so. So if you have such a situation, please feel free to call me anytime at all, or anybody else, any of the other lawyers in my law firm, because we all have a similar level of experience, all doing the same type of work, again, representing your best legal interests.